Hello, David. You offered the opportunity for me to share my experience. I've found writing this very helpful. Maybe others have the same experience. I would be interested to know. You are welcome to publish any part you wish. Is there a page where I can read the experience of other men? I am currently 59 years old. I'm unclear if the background was medical or family tradition, probably a bit of both. In other words, as soon as a medical reason could be found, it was used to have me circumcised. At the time, I was the only boy in the family. My father and grandfather were both circumcised. The operation happened in 1965 or 1966, when I was either 4 or 5 years old. The reason I know this, many years later I recall my father telling a story about a new camera and showing a picture of me standing on the Orst ferry slipway with a partially built Severn Bridge behind me. It is like the picture of Bob Dylan standing in the same place on the LP No Direction Home. Apparently, I was not allowed food or drinks that morning, and he was trying to keep me occupied. It's funny how you remember certain words. Years later, he was showing the picture to his friend and said it was taken the day were circumcised. Why did he feel the need to share that detail? If there is a theme to my memories, it is the lack of dignity. I don't have any memories of visits to a doctor, although I do have a memory of a school medical in the infant school where I and 2 other boys were taken to one side. The other 2 were crying their eyes out, but I don't know why. I recall the day at the hospital. A few days before, I was taken to a shop and Mum bought a toy for me. It was a snorkel-type fire engine, something I'd wanted for ages, and took it with me. There was a waiting room full of boys and mums. I guess it would be logical for all the appointments to be at the same time, but it makes it less personal, a bit like farm animals being lined up to be branded. A nurse came in. Everyone had to get undressed and wait in a towel. No dignity. It is indeed funny how memories work. The nurse came around, asked your age. The older boys had to have an injection. We used to call it a needle in those days. I did not have to have it, but it is ironic how I did not know I was about to have the skin cut off the end of my willy, but was terrified of a needle in the arm. My only other memory that day was of being put on a trolley, a black mask put over my face and told to blow into it hard. I must have had a terrified look on my face. Memories after the operation were no less unpleasant. They made a bed for me in the front room, a room that was only ever used for parties and at Christmas. Grandmother and aunties used to visit to see how I was. I refused to wee for days. They would make me stand in front of a bucket in the middle of the living room. I kept refusing. The only pain I can remember was having the bandages off. Another day at the hospital. Eventually I got put in a bath and the bandages were soaked until they could be cut off. Childhood memories of being the odd one out in school were the most painful. How do I feel about it? The question that haunts me is why. I would not mind if there was a genuine medical reason, even if there was a medical cure today using creams which was not available in the 1960s. I would be okay, but if it was just in case there are any more problems, rather than put some cream on it and wait and see, we will cut it off. Or if they wanted me to look like the rest of the family, then I'm mentally troubled. I suspect that even if I could access my medical records, I would not find the answer. How has it affected me? I hated being the odd one out in school, and then when a little older in gym showers. I have got used to it in the last 10 years, but still would not want to get undressed with a group of people I know. I'm also very conscious when standing at urinals. Also, I used to be conscious of it in front of girlfriends. I would make every effort to avoid them seeing me soft. Most girlfriends did not care. Many did not know much about it, although one girlfriend clearly did not like it. As a parent, my son kept getting infections. He went to the doctor many times and kept coming back with creams. The doctor told us he might need a small operation. It was not a pleasant task putting the cream on him, but I did it diligently to avoid the need for the operation. Maybe if I'd had the same cream, my story would be different.